We're heading to Arches National Park today, and to get there, I'm going to take the scenic Highway 128 road that comes in from kind of the northeast, and then going to drive around Arches National Park. Not going to stop and hike, and you can spend days there, but I'm going to go through and show you how you can drive through and see a lot of the arches, and then I'll obviously check out this scenic drive to the arches as well. To give you an idea where I'm at, if you remember, I did a video about Cisco, Utah, which was right south of US 50 and Interstate 70. And as you just go past Cisco, you see 128. 128 goes south, and that's the road I'm going to be taking today to get to Arches National Park. You see it's very windy. It's very scenic. One of the most scenic roads I've ever taken. I think you'll really enjoy it all the way to Arches National Park. We have arrived to Arches National Park after that very scenic drive down Highway 128. The park is 36 miles round trip. We're going to take that red line to the north. It's kind of an out and back. There's some places on the right there that you see, but we'll go up to Devil's Garden, and then we'll turn around and come back and hit the other spots. And I'm going to drive at a normal speed here. The previous part of the video was in double speed, but definitely want to stop and take in the sights. The driving through Arches National Park is some of the best I've ever been to. There's 63 national parks in the country, and Utah has 5 of them. I've been to 3 of them. I've been to Zion, I've been to Bryce Canyon, and this Arches National Park reminds you of those. There's a lot of similarities. I've been to 13 national parks out of the 63, so I've definitely seen a few. This is one of the better ones I've ever been to. The park is 119 square miles, so pretty good size, a lot to explore. It's located on what's called the Colorado Plateau, and the highest elevation in the park is 5,653 feet. The lowest elevation is 4,085, so only a difference of 1,600 feet. It doesn't really, go up and down as you're driving. You kind of drive a little bit up, but it's, very drivable throughout the whole way. The whole park only gets about 10 inches or less rain a year. It was over 100 degrees the day I was there, so very dry place to visit. It was named a national monument in 1929, and then it officially became a national park in 1971. It gets about 2 million visitors a year, so it's a very, very busy place. As you can see here, and there's some signage that will show you, and tell you what different parts of the park are. All throughout, you kind of drive and you can stop at different viewpoints, and the views are just amazing, as you can see as we've been driving around. And some of these are, pretty famous places that you might have seen in movies or television shows, and the Balanced Rock is certainly one of those, and just some really awesome and incredible sights in Arches National Park. If you're wondering where to stop and maybe take a little hike, the Sand Dune Arch Trail was probably my favorite place. A little bit of a walk, not too far, maybe a mile or so, but you're gonna walk through some amazing places like this along the way. And the arch at the end is not, the biggest or most impressive, but it's just the walk to it is really cool. The Devil's Garden Trail is a long trail, and you can explore for quite a while here. And this is the kind of northernmost point of the park where you would eventually turn around. And then as we start heading south, there's, plenty of other things to see along the way, as you'll take little side roads that are maybe a couple miles to the east and explore different places. The skyline is right here along the main trail, but then Delicate Arch and some of the other ones are on the side roads. Delicate Arch is one of the more famous ones, and you can go right up close to it, or you can stand a little bit farther away where I was. There's a couple different options, and then this is kind of close to the end of the day. And once again, you take one of those side roads, and this is called the Garden of Eden, and then more arches here at the end. There's just scenic views everywhere. It's really overwhelming at times to see all the incredible things in Arches National Park. So there's a quick tour of Arches National Park. Very impressive. There's a little bit for everybody. You could you could kind of just drive around and hit a few things. You know, if you're not a person that's going to hike or walk very much, there are some shorter hikes, like quarter mile, half mile, mile, that if you're into, you know, want to see a multiple of those. And then there's longer hikes, you know, 9-10 miles, and you can really get a good workout. And just the driving through the park is really spectacular too. So, you know, this with the 128 scenic drive, really fun day. And you know, the Arches National Park, you have to reserve online so they don't have too many people come all at one time. So it's like $2 to do a reservation online, and then you have your national park fee, which is $30, or if you have you know, a season pass, then you're good to go. And I think it's good that they have that reservation deal, because I've been stuck behind some people driving. You know, people are looking at stuff and they're driving like 15 miles an hour, and that's cool. Like, I'm being patient and all that, but at the same time, you know, it can just have a logjam of cars, especially if they didn't have some sort of a system where they have so many per hour come in. So I think that's probably good, even though it's a little bit of an inconvenience. I think it's probably good. So, but overall, really good. Enjoyed Arches National Park. Let's go. 35 speed limit. We're going 15 miles an hour. Come on. Let's go.